Okay. Welcome everyone. Good evening. So what we're going to do before we start breathing tonight is I'm going to share very briefly something called the nurtured heart approach, I'll just give you a glimpse part of it. This is actually a parenting approach that I have been using with my two kids for the past couple of years. I went through a phase where I read a lot of different parenting books, and this was the one that really stood out to me as being like extremely intuitive and easy to implement, and had a real effect on the emotional tone of our household very immediately. So obviously this is breath work. We're not in a parenting class, but I have found that this way of looking at the world and looking at relationships with people has been very heart opening, and just has deepened my connections with other people in a very beautiful way. So just the piece that I'm going to share with you tonight is something that we call giving recognitions. And so giving recognitions is similar to, let's say, giving someone a compliment. But there's a certain format to the way that we do it. And the format is to notice something. So like if we're saying, I see X about you, I see something about you. And then we don't stop there with just the observation. We go a level deeper and we say, I noticed this about you, and that shows something about you. So it's like, so if we're saying like Madhuri was the first one in class tonight, so if I'm saying, I see that you were the first person in class tonight, and that shows that you're very conscientious. That shows that you're very respectful of timing, or that shows that you're really showing up for yourself with eagerness and punctuality. Do you see what I mean? So we're not just like saying, like as if you were like, oh, I see that you got your hair cut, but it's like, it's going a level deeper into what that means. Um, I'll give a little parenting example. Like with my kids, they always take their shower, and I'm always reminding them after to turn off the geyser, right? And so if there's a moment where they remember to do it, I'm going to give them that compliment of, oh, thank you so much. I see that you turned off the geyser. Thanks for remembering. But now let's brainstorm. What does that show about this child? That shows that they're very responsible. That shows that they're conscientious about the environment, so we can kind of go that level deeper about what it means about the person. So just for fun, this is just practice. There's no right or wrong answers. We're just going to practice. First, we can put something in the chat. So you guys can type into the chat. It can be a compliment to yourself. Okay, so it's like, I showed up tonight. What does that show about me? What does that show about who I am as a person? It can be as simple as that. So I will go as well. I'm going to type. So for mine, I wrote, and you guys can share in the chat, please go ahead. I wrote, I see that I'm here teaching breathwork tonight. that shows that I'm passionate about sharing this practice with others. Dr. Sharika says, I showed up tonight even though I was extremely busy. Ooh, hold on, scrolling. And it shows that I am prioritizing self-love. Beautiful. And Madhuri is saying, I see that I joined this session tonight, and that shows that I am eager to receive. Beautiful. Anusha is saying, I showed up tonight, and that shows that I'm invested in my personal development. Dimple says, I'm here tonight, and it shows that I'm committed to my healing. Beautiful. These are amazing, guys. Sai is saying, I'm here after an emotional turmoil in my family. It shows that I'm committed to my inner work. Beautiful. Sudarshana is saying, I showed up tonight, and that shows that I'm willing to take action about helping myself feel better. Guys, thank you for all this sharing. This is so nice. Varunavi, I hope I'm saying that right. I showed up today for breathwork. It shows I'm disciplined in my healing journey. Yeah, see, we're seeing so many facets. I see I showed up, which shows that I'm consistent in my healing journey. Beautiful, Lavanya, I'm here. Oh, it shows that I'm invested in myself. It shows I'm serious about my growth. Amazing. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay, so now we've kind of practiced doing this type of recognition on ourselves, like showing appreciation to ourselves. Now I want to invite you. I know a lot of people have their cameras off, so it might be a little bit tricky, but if anyone would like to unmute themselves and give a recognition for someone else in the group. It could be anything that you've noticed, maybe in the past week or so, or anything that you're observing right now. If you're able to keep your camera on, that would help us a little bit because we'll be able to observe you more. Would anyone like to give this a try?
I would like to give recognition to Sai because even though, like, it was a little difficult for me when I was starting out, she was always there for me. And it shows that she really cares about this group and she really cares about making sure that everybody's at the same level. And I really appreciate that about her. Thank you, Sai.
Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. Suleika?
Hello. I
Oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
Lavanya.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I also wanted to say something about Sai because nowadays I'm seeing she's constantly active in the group and she's helping everyone regarding like everything. So I can see how much she's invested in this and invested in herself also. So like thank you, Sai, for doing this to everyone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Lavanya.
I would like to go next.
Yes, go ahead,
Um,
Sai.
I would like to appreciate Shipra. I've always seen her being active and acknowledging everyone's message. She doesn't leave one message also unread or unacknowledged. Uh, that might seem like something small, but that's a really thoughtful thing of her to do, and I appreciate her for being there, trying to be there for everyone, uh, trying her best.
Oh, thank you. This is really beautiful sharing, everyone.
I would like to go next.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to recognize all of us here for being, committed and so interested in our inner work as well as holding space for others as well. And making that love and compassion and and bringing in all the positive energy and making this space so beautiful.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you for sharing that. Shall we take one more? Would one more person like to share?
I'll go next. I'd
Yes.
like to thank Kerry. Your last breathwork session is something I really enjoyed because your choice of playlist, the way you kind of instructed was super good. That kind of shows that you've put in the effort to make sure we have a very pleasant experience during the breathwork session. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Anusha. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm excited for tonight's playlist also. And I'll share one more appreciation. I don't see Prabha now. Maybe, okay, but anyway, there was a message in the chat saying, let's all have a beautiful session today. And that just set such a nice tone right at the beginning of our session. Okay, so that, guys, gives you just a tiny taste of giving recognitions and how quickly you can kind of get in that flow of giving and receiving and noticing at a deeper level, and just being in kind of that state, that mindset of appreciation, and looking for what's going right around you, and just how quickly that can kind of like elevate the tone in the group and kind of in our own heart space. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop our recording now as we get ready to breathe.